Hey, 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 it's your girl Alexis. If you're into astrology, tarot, divination, occult things, make sure you follow, like, and subscribe and share the channel so that we can thrive, okay? What's up, y'all? I'm back at it again. Don't mind me and my coat and my hat. I'm a little under the weather. Nothing crazy, just a little sickly, but we're pushing through. Last night I watched the movie Back to Black. And when the trailer first dropped for this movie, I was super, super excited because I love Amy Winehouse. Like, I really do. Something about, just her story and the way that she sings, it just like it penetrates my soul. Like, I feel every ounce of emotion that she's saying. Like, ever since I was a kid, I've loved her. Like, even when it was popular to like bash her, I always just felt for her. Like, I didn't, we all were just like, this is like, this woman has this jarring look, right? But she is just so incredibly soulful. Like, her having this vocal inflection to sing these jazz songs, like working with these different jazz artists. She worked with Tony Bennett, working with like a live band, bigging up like black jazz artists. Like, she really was just a breath of fresh air in the industry, especially coming into the American market when everything was just very cookie cutter. Everything was so prim and proper, and she just was like the complete antithesis of that. And I just really, she's just really a remarkable woman. And I was watching the movie, and when the trailer first dropped, there was a lot of criticism of the actress and everything. They're like, "Oh my god, this is trash," and da da da. But honestly, I think that the girl that played, I forgot the actress's name. She was in industry. I was like, why is Yasmin in this? What is Yasmin doing? But honestly, she did a really decent job. She did a really decent job, and I think that the film really did a good job of highlighting like the backstory of Amy, like who Amy really was outside of just the artist Amy Winehouse, and just like her having this family, her having this loving relationship with her father, the things that we don't see, like we a lot of the time we see this sensationalized version of people because of the media, and because people live out their real lives, not just because they are these celebrities and they're just so uh they're just so absolved and they don't go through things. Like, she was somebody that was like, you could see what she was going through, and she put it all out. She put it all out there, like, whether people judged her for it or not. She was honestly the example of the way that we fail these artists, the way that these companies, they just want to use these artists for their talent and their success, and they just let them waste away, and they just let them fall victim to their vices, right? And it's a really sad case with Amy Winehouse. She died super, super young, and I know there's a lot of conspiracy around her death and being in the 27 Club and all these things, yada 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 yada. But I really wanted to salute her. This is just some seltzer water. Salute Amy, for the pioneer and the path that you paved and the mark that you made in music. Yeah, y'all, we can't. We have to realize that people are people and they go through things. Um, Sometimes it's tragic ways that they pass, the tragic ways that they leave this earth, but then they leave such a legacy behind them, and they still touch us, they still impact us and influence us. Like, I think of Aaliyah, I think of Michael. Like, these are people who were authentically themselves, and unfortunately the world caved in on them, and the darkness of the world got to them. And it's just like, it's really emotional. Like, it's really emotional. Like, we miss you, Amy. We love you, Amy. Like, and I just wanted to do a Synastry reading between her and that nigga Blake, because I was so confused. I was like, wait, she in love with this nigga? Like, huh? I was just like, what is the hold that he got on her? Like, I know that they had their moments when they were in their, drug induced states or whatever. But I was just like, girl, what? Like, I don't understand. And then I looked at that birth chart. let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. And y'all, let me know if you watch the movie. I think honestly, I would give it a watch. Like it was a really, I would give the movie like a 7 out of 10. Like it's not gonna be the perfect movie. You know what I'm saying? Like there would never be another Amy, so it's hard to just like set that standard. You know. Um, but I think the actress, she did a decent job. I think it was cute. It made me feel real emotional, so I think it did its job, right? But yeah, um I just wanted to look at their synastry for a quick little second, kick it with y'all, talk shit, and then leave. And I hope y'all like it. I hope y'all rocking with me. Y'all rocking with the hat. Oh my god, I'm like low key getting hot right now. Let me take it off, and then it just immediately gets cold. Like, hello. Oh, this is cute. Okay, ready, y'all? We gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. Oh, but if you watch the movie, if you a Skins fan like me, when I seen Cook come on the screen, I said, I don't know what it is about the acting market in the UK, but they be using like the same three, four, five niggas. I'd be like, girl, I know there's a bunch of idiots that can act. Put them on the screen. I know that we have like our, our darlings or whatever, but I'm just like, girl, let's get some other girls up and running. Okay, let's get some other girls a chance. Because like we love Cook, but I've seen him in so many different projects. And I'm like, I love the fact that he's booked and busy. But let's get some other girls on the screen. But when I seen Cook, I was like, yeah, for all my Skins girls, y'all know we was writing for Cook, we was writing for Effie. I can't. Sometimes I be getting into like that nostalgic mood where I'm just like, let me go watch some Skins. But I'm just like, no, I can't do this to myself. I love myself too much to endure what I went through with Skins. Especially if y'all know with his season, but never watch it. Nope. You keep looking at me like looking off to the side. I have all these pomegranates and they just like exploded. So I'm just eating on those, chat shit in it, and reading my girl. So let's get into the synastry, y'all. And if always you want to book a synastry reading with me, make sure that you look in the description for the link tree for my calendar link. Um, yeah, get into it. Get into it. Look at you and your synastry between you and your boo, so that you can avoid any relationships that will have you out here stressing and wanting to beat somebody up. Okay, it's important that we utilize the tools that we have so that we can avoid certain cycles. Okay. Okay. So what's so interesting about Amy is that I was doing a I did a read on Martha, and for Martha, you see a lot of patterns when you're reading charts. There's a lot of energy that correlates and works off the backs of one another. For Martha, it was a lot of like ninth house energy. It was a lot of 10th house energy. It was a lot of like Cancerian energy, like teaching, working with women, like the domesticity. Like it was a lot of that energy. But for Amy specifically, right, as you see, she has her sun and her Mercury conjoined together in Virgo. My sis was a writer. My sis was a writer. Having a sun, having your Mercury already ruled by Mercury, the sign that it's in, the rulership that it's in, it's home there, right? Virgo placements specifically are amazing writers. They are amazing composers, amazing people that write music, poetry, stories. They have like the vastness of a Virgo Mercury's mind is insane. And the fact that it's conjoined to her sun, so she was very self identified with her thoughts, her intellect, her speech, right? Um, it was very, very identified with who she is. She was literally born to be this mercurial, well spoken, well written person. I mean, she has this Mercury retrograde, so maybe she didn't feel like she was the best writer or the best singer or the best composer, but she still, with that sun energy, like she still felt that that urge to express. to express her words, express her creativities, express her feelings through the words that she spoke, through the language that she spoke. I mean, you know, and my sis was a late degree Capricorn moon, right? Capricorn moons, that's a really tough moon. I'm a Cancer moon, so that's my sister. But Capricorn moons, they can, a lot of the time, because you have this Saturn ruled moon, and, you know, and her Saturn is in Taurus, like she could have inherited a lot of trauma in the household. I mean, even like her sun is conjoined to Neptune, like there could have been some like illusionment in the house. There could have been lies in the house. This could have been where her fantasies and where her mind just like ran wild. She had all these stories because she wanted to um, rid herself of the realities of the living situation. I think like her dad cheated on her mom, and her dad, he cheated on her for several years until one day he was just like, "Yo, this is too much. I gotta leave," right? But nobody wants that level of that just unstated energy in the home, right? Neptune. I mean, I didn't see too much about her parents. I'm sorry. I'm like sniffling a little bit. But I didn't see anything about her parents on drugs, but that could have been even like where she's seen drugs, where, you know, she was exposed to like alcohol, she was exposed to just any type of substance, any type of activity that could like make her escape reality of some sort. That could even just look like daydreaming. Like she could have been a daydreamer, a incredible visionary, like something that she just did, like maybe just disassociated from reality with that moon conjunct Neptune. And the south node is here, and this is all the seventh house, right? There's just some illusionment, some nostalgia around the illusionment from home that she is supposed to leave in her south node, right? She's supposed to leave all of the you know, the belief system that was formed in an unstable environment. She's supposed to leave that behind and then grow for a community and learn with a community that can share her new set of ideals, share her new level, her new skill set, share her level of intellect, you know, with her own close knit community. You know, even um, finding people that she can have her own home with, finding like minded individuals that she can be with her chosen family, you know, having like being in like a smaller, close knit circle instead of the Sagittarius like expansiveness. Her destiny was to then give to, you know, a select few people, to give to a smaller set of people, like a community or you know, people in the neighborhood. Like that was her destiny. And it's so crazy because her north node is conjoined to her ascendant, right? Her ascendant is her. It's her lens, it's her perspective. And even like you see, like her ascendant is in Gemini, ruled by that Mercury in Virgo. Like she is some, like she was supposed to be somebody that was, you know, just this widely vivid, imaginative person that was ruled by Mercury, ruled by the mind, right? She was always going to be known for her mind and her intellect. She was always going to be known for her intellect and her mind and the ideas that she shared with her community, and essentially be immortalized, right? She was her destiny. Her destiny was to then, you know, give herself to the community, give herself um, to a close knit community that will understand her and accept her and will hear her out and want to exchange ideas, exchange memories with. Child cheese. Like her south node on her descendant, child. She's supposed to get away from, you know, those people, the relationships that highlighted certain aspects of her upbringing, that highlighted these beliefs that were formed in upbringing. She's supposed to let go of that. But if you see, I mean, okay, so Blake, he got his. I mean, they're not that difference in age. I think she's like a year older than him, so they have some similar generational planets. But it's like with this conjunction with Neptune, it's like they both could escape together, escape essentially reality together, find this belief in each other through substances, find some understanding, some faith while they use substances. And it was reminiscent of what she experienced in childhood. Like, and the fact that he has his Lilith Lilith indicates freedom, right? She doesn't want marriage. She doesn't want to be submissive. She wants to be free. She wants to be in the wilderness. She wants to kick her feet up. She wants to live her life, and she'll destroy whatever she has to do. She'll destroy whatever she has to have freedom. And his Lilith is right there on that south node. I don't like that. I don't like that. It's like reminiscent of some past life connection in which you and this person had this destructive um this destructive dynamic that reminded you of a sense of what happened in childhood. And it's in the seventh house. It's the mirror. Like, this person mirrors back to us our darkest parts, our most vulnerable parts, with the moon there. I don't like that, y'all. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I mean, even like his Neptune is squaring her sun. Like, she didn't she didn't see him fully. There's an aspect of like idolization, even with them getting together. She wrote songs about him. This could even be like he thwarts her sense of self, he thwarts her ideas, he shakes up her sense of self with that squaring the sun. And she wrote songs about her heartbreak with him. She was in love with him, but he got that sun and Mercury in her 12th house and his Chiron in her 12th house, child. Oh, that's where the kicker is. That's where the kicker. I said, oh, that's why she couldn't get rid of him. And it's like they had this spiritual relationship even when they were separated. It's like kind of like this twin flame type of relationship where they were disconnected, they were separated, but they were still in union of sort in the spiritual realm. Like, this relationship was very spiritual. I think that she had a choice with this relationship to improve herself and to see the parts of her that needed to be acknowledged and to be worked on. But unfortunately, she let her vices get to her. I know there's like a lot of conspiracy about whether or not she was Killed, and honestly, I feel like it was self-induced, but it was because of all the things that she was going through, and that was just her way of coping. Like, um, I mean, her Mars is aspected really, really well. She got that Mars conjunct Venus. Like, she just wanted him to be like, "You think I'm pretty?" But her Mars is on his is it's making an aspect to his sun in the 12th house. Like, there was just some like illusionary hidden aspect to their relationship dynamic. And it was like it worked when they were apart, right? Because then she could like feel she could then process and channel her emotions and work on them, work through them to make her art, make her music, work on her passions. But then when they were together, it was like all of that was stripped away. Like the 12th house is about undoing, like self undoing. It's about the subconscious. If there's unconscious blockages and unconscious triggers or trauma within us, it's like this person shines a light on that just by them being there. Like you will, like their presence alone, it's like you are unraveling while being next to them, because they are highlighting all of these unconscious parts of ourselves that we may or may not even be conscious or aware of ourselves. That's why it's so triggering. Like the 12th house synastry can be very, very healing, because this person highlights certain aspects of ourselves that we kind of have a blind spot to. But if the work is not being done on both ends, if the person is being triggered in a way that can allow them to positively make actions to work on their traumas, it's gonna just implode on them. It's almost like you're always seeking this person's validation, but you're never gonna get it, because what you're seeking from this person to validate you is all it's within. It's hidden within. They showcase the darker aspects of ourselves. They showcase the shadowy aspects about ourselves, the illusionary aspects, the parts that we may cover up with drugs or substances, or dissociative tendencies, avoidant tendencies. But they highlight it so that we can't run away from it. If we have so many, shadows, that we have so many skeletons that are trying to hide from, one day they can just implode on us, and we don't have any defense. We just fall apart. And sometimes they can aid in that, consciously or unconsciously. I mean, he was the first one that introduced her to heroin, right? 12th house is it's dissociating of the mind. It's illusions, it's drugs, it's rehabilitation, it's isolation. It's where you go when you are sat down, when you have to surrender. You can't turn and use vices, use substances to numb yourself so that you don't have to face yourself. It's where you go to meet God of some sort, right? It's the last stage on the wheel to then meet yourself. So in a way, it's like I don't like it. I really don't like. He got that Chiron there. I feel like he could have like definitely. This could have been a very healing relationship, but because they both were so young and there was, things involved, fame involved. I mean, his Venus is in her 11th house. Like they had a very, very public relationship. Um, and his Venus is squaring her Venus is squaring his Uranus, child. It was a very unstable, unbalanced, chaotic relationship that played out in the public. And he got the Venus and Pisces, child, like this boundless love that played out in the public. This love of, finding love in a hopeless place. Literally, like it reminded me of like the Chris Brown and Rihanna situation. Like, and I don't even know how true that is, but just based off of the song, like We Found Love and what she depicted, like I'm sure that they had times where they was just like smoking, chilling, doing crazy shit, being together, hitting each other, fighting, and having sex. Like that tumultuousness in the relationship was like, it was a lot. It was a lot. I mean, even like the fact that she has Uranus conjunct Jupiter. I think like the relationships that she experienced, her husband, maybe even chaotic. I mean, he was her husband for a second before he divorced her. Just already chaotic, chaos with the relationship, and he adds his own element of chaos. And it's retrograde, so it's like a lot of projection and a lot of attention on his part will be added to the dynamic. Um, I mean, his sun in Aries opposite her Jupiter. This could have been very controlling, controlling on her end or controlling on his end. Other relationship, other factors, even controlling of her daily routine, shifting her daily routine. And it's opposite. Ciao. And his Mercury is opposite her Saturn. I feel like she definitely, in a way, it's like they both learned a lot through the relationship. For sure, for him, I think she definitely gave him a lot of lessons around. I think she definitely made him a more stable person. I think that they both just opened each other's shadows, and unfortunately they just revealed the worst parts of each other with one another. um and his Mars, I mean, his Mars is making a good aspect to that Uranus and Jupiter, so there was some opportunities made for sure. Yeah, but I had to go do something. This is what I see, you guys. Let me know if you guys see anything else that you want me to touch on with their synastry. I didn't want this to be too long because I've been like, oh my god, these videos are actually really, really long. But yeah, that's what I just seen, and it's super unfortunate. I mean, the fact that like the 12th house can involve like mental institutions, jail. He went to jail for a stint. They would fight. It was just a lot. It was just a lot, and unfortunately, I feel like this relationship definitely pushed her over the edge, and it. She was trying, man. Like she really was trying. I just think it was just a lot for her to handle, and all in the public eye, like so much for one person to handle, on top of already having their own trauma previously to becoming famous. Like her, it's like essentially her heart was broken from a child. With that Capricorn moon, it's like she had to grow up really fast. She learned a lot of lessons very, very fast. She had to grow up very, very fast. Um, and she knew what love was, but she just wanted to be loved. She wanted to be validated, and she wanted to have a family. Like this energy in her fourth house, and look at, he has no aspects, no planets in her fourth house. He did not anchor her down. If anything, he influenced and touched and triggered her subconscious. And he got that South Node in her eighth house. Like he was really trying to get her money. Get out of here. And what really kicks it off, she has Lilith right next to that MC. Like I think her public image, her public perception was always looked at as like this wild, crazy woman. And I feel like, in a sense, like her public, like her need for freedom and her need to start her own path and revolutionize her own path, it tarnished her reputation. It tarnished her public perception. But Jupiter is a Gemini right now, so it's gonna get close to that, rising, close to that North Node. So it's like she's having a lot of resurgence of some sort. I wonder how the next 20 years is gonna be, because she has MC in Aquarius. Hey, gang, 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 gang. So I wonder how that's gonna look like for the next 20 years. Maybe um, we'll see like more inspiration from her impact, people revolutionizing her music again, and like having another resurgence. Um, yeah, y'all. This is a tough one. This is a really tough one. And I know, like, for him, he has that North Node in Cancer. So his destiny was like to nurture himself, nurture a family. And it's in that second house. I feel like being with him definitely made her realize like her self worth and her lack of self worth, and made her realize that she could never have a family with him. And that's what she truly, sorry, that's what she truly wanted, was to be a mother, was to be loved and to be happy, and for someone to tell her that she's pretty and that she's enough. But you know, she she was operating on the information and best that protected her for so long that ultimately led to her demise. And it's just so unfortunate because, you know, with talented people, it's like they are the most vulnerable and unprotected. And even though she didn't want the fame and she didn't want the money, she got it, right? But that still made her this, she was still unhappy because it was never about the money. She just wanted to feel whole. Like that Leo Mars and Leo Venus, she wanted her heart space to be intact. And you know, it's just a tale that she can relay back onto the audiences moving forward, to just love yourself unconditionally. Love yourself unconditionally. And it's so funny because this is my last tidbit. She had that Leo, Mars, and Venus. Like, she was really bad, but she did it in her own way. Like that MC in Aquarius, like she was very, very eccentric. Her look was very, very eccentric and very different. Like it made her stand out, but it was so authentic to her, right? But she did it in a way that was very, very glamorous, like very, very fab, like very, very cute. And I love that about her. But yeah, you guys, this is it. I'm gonna go blow my nose so I'm not just breathing crazy in y'all face. But this is it for the Synastry of Amy Winehouse and Blake Feidler Civil. Please let me know if you guys enjoyed this. If you want just like one reading for herself only, please let me know. I was just super excited to do this for you guys. And let me know if you guys have any favorite Amy Winehouse songs. Like, let me know. I'm gonna get out of here, okay? Okay, bye.